Hello guys and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about the Restoration Shaman in Battle for Azeroth. And the spells, the talents, the rotation. So I know healers doesn't really have a rotation in that way, but let's still just check all the things about the changes. So let's start with the spells as usually. So the Restoration Shaman is by far the class and spec I have seen with most spells in the game. So normally I see warriors and hunters having a 1.5 page spell, but Restoration Shaman it really beats it, and even more than the other specs in Shaman. It has 2.5 page of spells and then some passives. So you're going to have a lot of spells, but also it's because you're playing a healer and you have 1, 2, 3 damage abilities besides your healing. Actually 4, because you also got chain lightning. Why do a healer needs to have so much damage? Oh, okay, a healer specs also needs to be able to quest. Okay, let's go through the spells. So we have the Race, Mars Race, your Heartstone. I will say if anything new is there. We have our normal damage reduction cooldown, our Bloodlust if you want to use, so all in the raid gets more haste. A stun totem that every Shaman spec is now having. Before you had to talent it, but now every Shaman spec has it. Your chain heal if you want to heal a lot of people on one time. Chain lightning if you want to damage a lot people on one time. Earthbind totem makes everyone slow. Farsight if you want to look far away. Flame shock if you want to deal damage over time to an enemy. Ghost Wolf to make you faster. Healing Rain as an AoE healing spell. Healing Stream Totem, a totem that heals random target in your party or just around you. Healing Surge, your main filler healing spell. Healing Tide Totem, your cooldown that will heal a lot in everyone in 40 yards. Healing Wave, this one here will be the one you spam if everyone is having a much health and you just want to keep your mana up. Hex if you want to make anyone as a frog so they cannot do anything. In PvE it's 1 minute, in PvP it's 6 seconds. Lava Burst, one of your main abilities for killing. Lightning Ball, your filler ability for killing. Purge if you want to remove a magic effect on enemies. Purify Spirit if you want to remove a curse on your friends. Riptide, your instant healing spell and heals also over time. And give you a bonus of your next healing wave. Give you casting time reduced by 30 seconds on healing wave. And more crit on healing surge. Spirit Link Totem, who will so everyone in your party inside Spirit Link Totem, you will have a shared health pool. So if one of your teammates is dying, well, it will do so everyone has the same health and he will be lifted up. But if people burst you really much, then everyone dies at the same time. Spirit Walker Grace, 2-minute cooldown that will 50 seconds make that you can use healing spells while you move. It's pretty cool. Tremor Totem, I cannot remember if we had that in Legion, but it's a totem that every Shaman spec also have now, and it removes fear the next 10 seconds. So if you're playing against a Warlock, he's screwed. Water Walking will, says itself, Water Walking. Wineshear, your ranged spell that will interrupt casters. So not all healer spells actually have a kick, but Shamans have a ranged kick, so that's pretty helpful if you want to be able to stun and kick and interrupt the healer on the other side. Then we have passives. Lava Surge, your Flame Shock have a 15% chance to reset the remaining cooldown of Lava Burst and makes your next Lava Burst instant. Mastery, increase the healing from your spells by up to 84% based on the current health of your target. So that means every time the targets get lower, you heal more. So it's easier for you to get them up. Reincarnation, you are allowed to rest yourself every 30 minutes. Resurgent, your direct heal critical refund a person of your maximum mana, 1% from healing wave and 0.5% from healing surge and or riptide. And 0.25 from your chain heal. And this one I just covered before, that when you cast Riptide, that is your instant healing spell, you will have a reduced cast time of your healing wave and more crit on your healing surge, and it can stack up to 2 times. Okay, so boundary rotation is that you're going to use Riptide, and let's say this is the tank. You want to use Riptide on him so he has a healing over time. Then you want to spam what is it? Here, healing wave. That is your like filler healing. You can see my mana, it doesn't go down. My mana gets up, so you cannot go out of mana with this spell. So you can just spam it. But if he's dying, you want to use healing surge. Heals faster, but use a lot of mana. And you can also use Riptide for fast healing, instant. And then you have chain heal that heals, it bounds to other targets, so it can heal up to 4 targets total. And then you have healing rain, that is, I cover at area and the spot here, you can see AoE, and everyone inside it is being healed from the rain I create. And then I have this healing stream totem I can cast, and it will heal random who is injured. So this is kind of the rotation you have with your spells. Let's go through the talents. So the first row we have every third healing wave or healing surge you cast heals for additional 50%. Unleash elemental force of life, healing a friendly target for 1100 and increase the effect of the Shaman's next direct heal by 45. Well, it's kind of cool. Healing 1000, it's the same as it's more than our Riptide, so it's an additional healing, instant healing, but I'll probably take Torrent. Increase the initial heal from Riptide. So now my Riptide heals more. The burst, so now it heals 1000 instead of 700. Gust of Wind. So this talent here has been removed from every. Before Elemental, also had it, but it's been removed from them, so it's only Restoration who has it now. So Gust of Wind is the spell where you kind of fly. So Restoration Shaman is the only one who has it now. Then we have Graceful Spirit, reduce the cooldown of Spirit Walker Grace by 60 and increase movement speed by 20 while it's active, and increase movement speed in Ghost Wolf by an additional 10. So my Ghost will be faster as passive, so it goes to 40%. And my Spirit Grace will only have 1 minute cooldown, so that means every 1 minute I can use the spell where I can run around and actually heal at the same time. And when actually the spell is off, there's only 45 seconds for the spell is ready. Windrush Totem makes every of your allied faster if they go close to it, 10 yards. 60% increased movement speed for 5 seconds. Spirit Wolf gives you a 5% increased movement speed and damage reduction every 1 second, stacking up to 4 times. Earthgrab Totems, well, you can have one where you can take the Earthgrab Totem, and if I use it on this guy, he will be grabbed by some roots and cannot move for 2 seconds. And after that, he will just be slowed when he's still near to the target, to the totem. Static Charge is the new talent we have, spell with the stun totem. If I hit up to 4 targets, it can reduce its cooldown by 20 seconds, but every target will just give 5 seconds reduction to its cooldown. So take the talent. Crashing Wave. Both effects of tidal waves are increased by 10, so that's the bonus I get when using Riptide. You get this tidal wave. So increase by 10, Earth Shield, Deluge. Chain Heal heals for additional 20% on the target within your healing rain or affected by Riptide. So when the inside healing rain or affected by Riptide, the healing over time, my Chain Heal is going to heal additional 20%, but I definitely take Earth Shield. It's going to be very cool to put this on the tank. So every time the tank he receives damage, he will be healed for 277 the healing every time he takes damage, and it has 9 charges. So every 9 attack or something, you probably have to put it on again. Earth Shield can only be placed on 1 target at a time. Yeah, we know that. So you have to hold up the Earth Shield on your tank all the time to get some additional healing. I mean, it will help. And before, only Restorer Shaman could get it through PvP talents, but now every Shaman spec has this Earth Shield. Ancestral Protection, it's a totem that when you create it and one of your teammates dies, they can rest themselves. Earthen Wall Totem, it's a totem where you create it and it will give you a shield, and it will be there for like 50 seconds, and the shield will be put on you all the time, and it, well, yeah, I can show you here. You can see I created, create totem here, and now it takes 1000 damage is direct to the totem, and it will come to me all the time. Every time I have received 1000 damage, then it will pop up again on me and take again more damage, and the totem can take up to 14k damage. So it's kind of directing the damage to the totem. It's a pretty cool talent in low dungeons or PvP. Target your heal with Healing Wave, Healing Surge, Chain Heal or Riptide. Initial heal gain okay, so if I heal a person with all those healings, they will get 10% health. So instead of having 14k, I'll probably have 16k or 15k. Resurgence always trigger when you heal a target below 60 health. Resurgence. That's the one where I get mana. So every time, always trigger when you heal a target below 60. Okay, so every time I heal a target below 60, I will get mana back. Replace Healing Stream Totem. So this is a totem. Healing Stream Totem normally heals everyone all the time. Sorry, this one here. It normally heals. It's not the big AoE, it's just a normal healing totem that heals random. So instead of having that, it has this one here. So for the next 15 seconds, it will collect all the healing I have made, and when 50 seconds is gone, the totem will explode and heal everyone in for the 14 yards for all the healing I have been doing for the last 15 seconds. And it will reduce, so it takes all my healing, but it also only heals 25% of that. But I'll probably stick with this one here. Riptide, Healing Stream Totem and Lava Burst now has 2 charges. All effects that resets their remaining cooldown will instead give them 1 charge. And in addition, when you consume a charge of Tidal Wave, you have 10% chance to generate a charge of Riptide. That's pretty cool. So every time I use my Tidal Wave, I have a chance to get another Riptide, as I just put my Riptide. Yeah, so you can see I get the cooldown is removing directly from my Riptide. Not this time, but it has a 10% chance. High Tide. Chain Heal bounce to additional 1 target, so instead of 4 it's 5. And its fall off which each bounce is reduced by half. Okay. Create a surge of water that flows forward and heal friendly targets in wide arc in front of you for 1400. Transform into a water sentence for 15 seconds, causing all healing you deal to be duplicated and distributed even among nearby allies. So every time I use 1 healing, it will heal 2 times instead, and it will go to AoE for all my party members very close to me. It's a pretty cool cooldown if you are in a PvP situation and you really need those healings to be healed now. So you can see if I use this one now and use Riptide, it heals me 2 times 2400. It's a pretty cool talent. But it has 3-minute cooldowns, so if you're playing arena or something, you probably only will be able to use it 1 or 2 times before the game is finished. So guys, this was the change for Battle for Azeroth for Restoration Shamans. Leave a comment below, what do you think about the changes? I mean, the only change I can see is that we have Earth Shield. And I think it's actually that's everything. But please comment if you have seen anything that I have not seen. And of course we also have Capacitator Totem, we have Tremor Totem now, and we have Earth Shield. But I think I cannot see anything else. But I remember we will still get this Heart of Azeroth that is not opened yet, so it's probably give us some new spells too. So thanks you guys for watching, and leave a comment if you have anything, you want to say I have missed, or leave a comment below if you want to tell me what you think about this spec. So thanks for watching guys, and have a great day.